Alan Thicke is stopping by the show at around a little bit later in the show.
Yeah.
This guy's one lucky son of a bitch.
He's got a pact with the devil.
He does. Him and Dick Clark. Alan Thicke had a talk show. It was horrible. He even admits it.
Thicke of the Night.
Thicke of the Night, years ago.
After that show ended,
his wife dumped him.
Everybody thought his career was over.
Yeah, even his wife. His wife was living with another guy in the house with him.
Yeah.
It was like all over for this guy. Now, he gets into that Family Matters. He has a hit television show. Now he's in another hit television show. He married like a 20-year-old.
A beauty queen.
A beauty queen. And he's getting more trim than the Sheikh of Iran. So you tell me who's the luckiest son of a bitch on the planet, him or Joe Piscopo? I'd say Alan Thicke.
Right now, Alan's winning.
Maybe he'll bring that piece of ass with him. Man, he married like a Miss Universe.
Piece of ass. Yeah. Maybe he'll bring his wife.
Her too.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. That guy's one lucky dude. He's luckier than Pamela Anderson's toilet seat.
Oh.
Which I would like to come back as in another life. Imagine her sitting on you every day.
I thought
going to the bathroom.
Like to know women did that.
Hey, that's Pam Anderson's gas.
I'm here today to, in addition, of course, to spending a relaxing half hour or so with Howard, I'm here to promote Hope and Glory. I've only met Howard once, and that was some 7 or 8 years ago when I did his show. He was out in L.A., and he was mellower then. Howard hadn't found his darkest side yet.
Oh, really? So what did he talk to you about then?
I don't remember, but I was on with Ray, the guy from The Doors, and we had a charming hour or so together, as I recall. I don't mean to be sacrilegious, but I remember him being warm and funny.
Oh, really? Like
instead
nice.
of dark and funny. So he has all of those different buttons, I suppose, he can push in himself. The dark button seems to be more profitable and has more impact. But I remember another side of Howard.
Well, does that make you nervous now that you think that he's changed?
No, because I listen to Howard, and there's very little that Howard could ever say that would surprise me, including all the things that he's victimized me about over the years.
Which is
maybe
what?
I'll get to bust him.
Which is what?
Just basically, Howard, I think, has... may I have that?
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's very early, and a little caffeine is going to help my throat a lot. I don't know whether it's a compliment or whether he's trashing me when he toasts me as the luckiest man in America.
Why does he think you're the
Somewhere
luckiest
in
man?
there, there's a compliment.
Why does he always think that you're the luckiest man?
Well, I have a show, I have kids, I have a beautiful wife, and now I get to talk to Howard Stern. How lucky can a guy get?
Alan Thicke's here, actually.
Oh.
If you want to bring him in.
Sure, why not?
Howard Stern.
Hey, Alan Thicke, look at you.
Morning.
You son of a bitch, I haven't seen you in years. Look at you.
Hey, Alan, nice to see you. How you doing?
Take a seat,
There he
mellow out.
is.
There's no pressure here. You don't have to perform here.
Okay.
Just hang with us.
Lots of caffeine. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I was just talking about you. Did you hear me talking about you?
No, I just heard you say that I was here, and
No, I talked about your wife, how she's a piece of ass.
yeah.
Remember, I met
You're
you.
so kind.
I met you years ago.
I know at the penthouse of some hotel in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I can't get a handle on you. Like, I mean, you've got like a whole goody two-shoes image going, but I don't think you are. I think like you're like a wild man.
I'm a goody one shoe.
Yeah.
I got one good shoe and one dark one.
But I was saying that you're like a lucky guy in the sense that like everyone thought you were down and out after Thicke of the Night,
Yeah.
and like that was it. Everyone was done with you, and even your first wife. I interviewed you when your first wife dumped you. Remember that? She
The
dumped
same
you.
day I got canceled. It was the day I got canceled.
It was a day.
Yeah.
They were living in a house together. She was some soap opera star or something. Blonde.
Gloria Loring.
Yeah.
Gloria Loring.
Yeah.
She was all full of herself. She's on a dumb, crummy soap opera, and and they had kids and everything together. And like,
Yeah.
and Alan Thicke's like, hey, he was like a big star in Canada. So like he marries her, and she's glomming off him. Quite frankly, I mean, she's just a soap star, and all of a sudden, like Thicke of the Night goes bust, and it's not a real good time. And she just starts. Didn't she start like bringing her boyfriend home in the house? I remember you told me the whole thing.
We had a neutral area for a year because we had a big house.
He had no money.
But she worked. She was making money.
Yeah.
She was
she was active in the business, and so we had shared this house, and it was a
Right.
big one, and so we declared it kind of neutral territory for a year.
Now, how weird is that?
Well, we tried to get around it in like corners of the garage, that kind of thing.
She wants to move back into the house.
I bet.
She's married again. Gloria's remarried.
Is she real sloppy
she
now?
Still works. No, she keeps herself together.
She don't look like your wife now, does she?
Well, we see each other a lot because we do have kids that we
Right.
raise,
Oh, so you
and
gotta be nice about that.
So we commune a lot.
So like you got to like when the kids are over, you got to say, "Oh, mommy's like a really great person," and like. But meanwhile, you're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Well, I don't trust the people who say that my ex is my best friend. 'Cause to me, that person's in trouble.
Yeah, right. No
'Cause
best friend there.
No, I remember the things that the lawyers said to each other, and if your ex is your best friend, then
Right.
call it a day.
So the point is that all of a sudden here you are, thick of the night, high profile, Fred Silverman treating you like, king of the world. Fred Silverman, that big fake who lies to people, lied to me.
He was good to me.
He took a meeting with me. Right after you went off Thick of the Night. Oh, you're going to be the next big thing in television. I got to get with you. Takes me to Mr. Chow's over there to eat Chinese food. Never heard from him again.
Yeah, well, he had the same meeting with Rick Dees and Pat Sajak and Jerry Lewis.
Lucky I
around the
missed
same
that meeting.
time.
You're not kidding.
But no, Fred was good to me. Although we did almost come to blows. There were times during Thick of the Night. I remember going out to do the show, and I would, because I was begging for any kind of acceptance from this audience. By the time we were getting like 0 ratings.
Yeah, and it kind of unnerves you. Yeah.
So I would go out before the show to do my own warm up to say, "Please laugh when we're," and
begging the audience.
Yeah, you're really
right.
kissing up to the audience.
Right.
And I remember there was one occasion in particular where Fred, off to the side, could hear voices being raised.
Right.
And Fred was, ready to duke it out with the producers about whatever was coming up on the show. I'm trying to hype the audience, and
you
people
can't
are
have that going
You
on.
mother! And
Right.
this is going on. So I excused myself from the audience, and I took Fred by the lapels and lifted him outside the door.
And he's
we
no
were this
lightweight.
close. We were this close to a fist fight, but.
You were able to bench press
He
Fred
has-
Silverman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have remained friends since then.
Oh, you
He's been
have?
good to me, and he cared. He was passionate about the show. We just sucked.
Yeah, it just didn't happen. But what
Yeah.
was so great was then I remember when you went into the the sitcom, the Family Matters. Everyone's like, "Oh no, Alan Thicke's back."
Growing
man.
Pains, but you're
oh yeah,
close.
right, growing
No,
pains,
you're
whatever,
close.
whatever
I
it
think
is.
that name is
You were
right.
close.
Yeah, thanks for that help, Robin.
I didn't know what it was.
Whatever
I
it
knew
was.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, who remembers names? You know what I mean.
Growing pains.
I got my own career to worry about, my own horrible career. So here's the point. So that thing comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh, Alan Thicke's back," and then all of a sudden it's a huge hit, and everyone's kissing your ass. I bet your wife, all of a sudden, your ex-wife, "Oh, I used to live with him. He was
Alan's
married.
back."
Alan's back."
No, but I
Did she start calling you?
I did get one break, and that was that she filed for divorce months before the show went
Yes,
on. Months
Thank
before.
goodness.
Thank God, because then
And-
she would have been there for the money.
Her lawyers would have probably. I'm sure that in the goodness of her own heart, she
Yeah.
would not want to be part of growing pains.
a matter of
but
fact-
her lawyers
Yeah.
might have said, "Wait a minute, not so fast."
Right.
In
fact, they were busy getting out of the marriage because they were afraid Alan was going to take Gloria's money.
That's right, that's
so
right.
now they all ran out.
Yeah.
They were, wow, he's got the money
Yeah.
now. So the interesting thing is, too, I think I once interviewed your wife when I was in California.
We did, with the new boyfriend.
With the new boyfriend. She walks in with this guy. I mean, this guy was a hot-looking guy.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard
Yeah.
from him since.
No, he's still on the
still on the
soap.
soap.
He's
Really?
on all my testicles or something.
Right,
What's
all
his
my
name?
testicles.
Oh, young all my
Yeah.
somethings.
He's a good look.
Don Diamant.
Right.
Is she still with him?
And
No.
no.
That
And
didn't
a
last
very
much longer after
handsome
we
young
saw him.
fellow. I'll
Yeah.
tell you,
And at that low point in your life, that had to be murder. That not only were you sharing a house
But you
with
had
your
to see
first wife,
him.
but you had to see that guy doing your wife in the house. Am I correct?
But you're half correct.
Thank you.
But however, I would have felt more upset if she were dating Johnny Carson. You know what I mean?
Right, 'cause it hurt at that time.
If I'd seen with somebody who had some power or position in the business, frankly, that
Right.
would have been more painful
The
to me than
beefcake
simply.
didn't bother you.
Yeah,
the
but come on, when a
beefcake did.
really good-looking guy is doing your wife, this is a woman you were still in love with, and I assumed, and
You gotta wonder if she's not enjoying sex more than she ever did.
like why is she? Why? Yeah, and you hear her moaning in the bedroom. It's got to kill. I mean, that's a horrible thing to
Yeah.
go through. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. How bad did you want to kick him in the balls?
I never saw him with a full-sleeved shirt.
Right. walking around.
So there, So I quickly got to accept that there were a lot of biceps, a lot of hormones around the house, and that's not that I don't compete with that. That's true.
Yeah, but so
I think we all have to identify what skills we have in social intercourse and in what appeals we have.
Yes.
And when I saw those, I said, I give up.
This is something you have to write a book about. This is not the kind of thing you sit on.
No, but when I heard her moaning, I always associated it with a headache. So
Right.
I was not. I was okay.
So you were happy with it. You didn't care.
No,
at that
I was
point.
honestly okay because I was so devastated by the embarrassment of the failure of the show.
Right.
That I was really on an intellectual plane at that point where it was intellectual and emotional hurt much more than,
Understood. So actually the pain of losing the show was
It had
greater
to.
than the pain of losing your wife.
Well, remember, canceled and divorced on the same day.
Right.
Before lunch.
Amazing.
So
Did you think that was it? Did you think it was all over?
Yeah.
It looked that way.
But, I after that, I did have other offers to do talk shows.
Right.
But I was smart enough to know, why fight the establishment? They're calling you a schmuck. Give it up. Say, mea culpa.
Right.
I didn't do this well. So it's like a football play. If they close a hole off tackle, you run around
It was a smart move.
That's when
everybody
I
expected
said-
you to go back to Canada or something.
Yeah.
Well, there was a movement.
In fact,
there was a movement.
I led that movement, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't want you here anymore.
No, there was a popular
You redeemed
sentiment
yourself.
for that. Yeah.
No, I remember that. People don't remember now. People don't even think of you as a talk show host. Now they think of you as a star of sitcoms and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with your new show, Hope and Gloria.
Yes, thank you.
Which, by the way, they keep moving around the schedule.
Now we're Saturdays at 9.
This is very funny. The original show, Hope and Gloria, had a time slot between Mad About You and Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah, it was Thursday night, and it was killer, and we were doing great. Then
It
they
was
moved us
great.
to Sunday. We did well Sunday.
Sunday
coupled
was
with
fine.
Mad About You.
You were probably upset about Sunday's move, but okay,
Not
you
as
worked
upset as Paul Reiser, but we got over it.
But you walked into a time slot. You said, "Hey, I'll take it on. I'm going to do the best I can," and it worked out. And then they moved you again
to Saturday.
Why do they keep moving?
Why do they do that? What is the reason?
Their reason is usually that they're looking for another comedy beachhead. They're trying to open up another time period. There's no comedy on Saturday night. There hasn't been since Golden Girls and Empty Nest for NBC, so they'd like to try
Now,
to
who has this meeting and tells you? Warren Littlefield?
Yeah, Warren.
I know
Littlefield.
Warren.
Yeah, those guys make those decisions.
I know Warren Littlefield, Robin.
You want me to crow?
But come on, let me have my day. I know him. He seems like a very bright guy. I can't imagine why he keeps.
Well,
do you say to him, "Hey, what are you doing? You're sabotaging us."
Well, they have such success and so many other nights that who can really quibble with their decisions in the long run? But Saturday night.
Why don't you badmouth the guy? You know you're dying to.
Okay,
why don't you call him a schmuck because he keeps moving around your show?
I refer to the time slot as dead man walking.
Right.
That's what Saturday.
It's a tough time slot.
It is tough.
And he says to you, of course, well, Mary Tyler Moore, Saturday.
And the last time it was done.
Right.
Are there any assurances, since they know the show is viable elsewhere, that if it doesn't do well on Saturday nights, they'll shift it?
Well, I'll tell you, a key is that it is viable elsewhere, meaning on other networks. It already has gone. There's a little.
Do I hear a thread?
Yeah.
This is how you should have treated your first wife.
Play hardball.
There's lots of other girls that want me, honey.
No, I think, the networks, as you know, are so competitive now, and with the new networks opening up, like the Warner Brothers Network,
UPN.
UPN,
They need programming.
and they're
That's
taking shows that have a little bit of a following from, and our following has stayed with us to a degree from Thursday to Sunday to Saturday.
Well, as
So
you know,
we have a hardcore audience.
As you know, Baywatch,
Yeah,
in
look
fact,
at
was
it.
on the networks and now is one of the largest viewed or the most viewed shows in the world.
Everywhere.
That's
Everywhere.
right.
But
See
there
that?
are many reasons for that,
Yeah,
too.
it's bikinis.
I
but
think-
what about you in a bikini?
It's just on the possibility that David might sing on a show. I think that it gets a lot of people tuning in. And
I'd like to see that.
That in combination with the girls. Now, David's a very bright businessman, as you know. He has put all the elements together.
Did you know he's a famous singer in Norway?
I heard Germany.
Germany,
I heard
that's
Germany,
what it is.
yes.
Yeah, you could do
Well,
that
it
too.
starts in
Anyone
Germany,
can.
then they're going to take over Poland. They're
Germans
gonna
must be the
become popular.
dumbest Schweinhunds on the planet.
They have no musical taste.
No musical taste
They
whatsoever.
make a great
Completely out
car,
of touch.
though. Don't they make a great car?
All right, so now go back. Let's review your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're back in the house with the first wife. She decides to divorce you, and yet you have to live. Everyone thinks everyone in Hollywood is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you have to live there with her new boyfriend and in the same house. Now, where physically is your bedroom? Is it down the hall? Is it in another?
No,
where?
remember, the boyfriend isn't physically living there.
He visits.
Yeah, because we've technically, because the house is so expensive. Here you are, a couple now stuck with a house and no job.
Right.
This is a bad thing.
Because you went out and did you buy this house because you said, hey, wait a second, my wife's on a soap opera. I've got this Thick of the Night thing
It
going.
looked good.
It
you know?
looked really
There was
good.
a
So you
moment it looked
immediately
good.
bought
And you
a
said,
house.
let's go buy a big house, big overhead.
So Fred Silverman was my real estate agent.
Right, and they
Said,
offered you a
"No
lot of money."
problem."
Right.
Yeah, so there's a house worth a couple $1 million in Brentwood, and
Right.
you're stuck with it.
Near OJ's house?
So you just not far.
Did you ever want to cut off your wife's head like OJ did?
I didn't know that route. No, I never followed.
Do you know OJ? I don't even know if you know him.
Yes, I had met him. Sure.
Did he ever try to cut off you or your girlfriend's head?
I only knew him, the way
Right.
the rest of us know him on a golf course.
I
That's,
see.
the way
You
I
actually
knew it.
played golf with him.
Yeah, in a tournament. Yeah.
Did he ever
yeah,
get
I knew
angry
it.
and try to cut your head off?
I never saw that part of him. No, I never saw that.
I see.
That part. I saw the part that the rest of the country saw, the charming OJ.
Yeah, I saw the charming OJ as you did too.
Oh,
Robin.
absolutely.
Yes.
He was always charming with us.
Yeah, I bet
So,
she was charming when he cut his wife's head off. I mean, there is a certain charm.
Had
But
to
you're
be
not
a
being
certain part
judgmental
of
here.
that,
You
yeah.
haven't really decided. You're
Well,
probably-
come on, you agree with me. You
you're
saw
still
the
up in
evidence.
here. You haven't decided.
No, but you saw the evidence. What do you think
I
happened?
saw the Ed Gordon interview, and I thought
That turned you around.
Yeah. So no, I
You don't want you don't want to take a stand on the OJ thing?
No, I think
Well, OJ's out. And
those,
he,
those
do you
of
still
us,
live in Brentwood?
I think a lot of us who went to school and went to chemistry and would have any faith in things like DNA and forensics would find it difficult to be forgiving.
Right. You would say that he did it.
I mean,
right.
we all. I'm sure that all of us, the whole country initially, didn't you at first when the news came out and
No.
we heard about the tragedy? Didn't you want to believe that there was some bad guy out
No,
there?
not at all.
You just
I loved it.
No,
You wanted to see
that's
him.
not
I did.
fall.
I wanted to see him
That's
fall.
not true.
I admit it.
Fall.
Who is the worst person in your estimation, OJ or your ex-wife? Be honest.
Think about it.
Well, I
All right. So
I
you're
got
living
killed.
in.
I
Right.
got killed.
You did get killed in a sense.
So
you're at the lowest point of your life.
Yeah.
You're stuck in the house. You obviously spent too much money on real
You're really
estate.
cheering me up.
No, I like this.
So
This
much
is-
better.
You know,
than I
he's
come in New
gotten
York.
over this.
I come to New York to see Howard for a few laughs.
Right. No. But this is a great story.
Yeah.
The American public
We'll
loves
talk
this.
about my hemorrhoids from '93.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So here you are, and
Yeah.
you can't even leave the house because at this point it's embarrassing. You don't want to be seen in public. The whole show has gone bad, and you've got this wife situation on top of that.
Yeah.
Now, when your show, when Growing Pains
takes
Yeah.
off.
takes off. Now, who was in Growing Pains? Let's review.
Joanna
Yeah.
Kearns.
Joanna Kearns, who, by the way, has never had another hit show like you have with Hope.
A lot of hit
Glory.
movies. She has become
does the TV
the
movie
tragedy
thing.
queen of TV
All right.
movies. You know,
And
you
she's
can
not a
see-
bad. She's not a bad little piece.
She's terrific.
She's hot. Did you ever get her?
No.
Because when
Didn't she marry Orson Bean? Is she the one? No, it was the other one. That was the
no.
one from that other movie, the TV
Yeah.
show.
All right, so you get on Growing
pollinating
Pains.
her sitcoms.
But wait a second, you get on Growing Pains. You're a
Yeah.
nice-looking guy. You got now all of a sudden things are happening. You're single suddenly. Things are looking good.
Things were looking great.
Do you hear from the ex-wife? She's like, "Oh, Alan, I really miss you."
That part I never heard.
Never heard it
I
at
did
all.
hear from her. The "I miss you" never came up.
Have you heard from her at all during all of this success?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the two kids?
Right.
Remember
Yeah, they see each other all the time.
Constantly communing over that.
Right, and in other words, do you sense
Never
that she
did
would
you notice or detect a look of regret?
a thing
No,
in her eye?
I don't think there was ever any regret. I think she will go to her grave knowing that she made the right decision, dumping me.
Right.
But I think that anybody in the business, when you have two people, from a couple in the same business, and one takes off, there's got to be some feeling of at least I wish I were doing it. I know that my own feeling
Right.
about it was I never wanted Gloria to lack success
Right.
or comfort or income or any of that.
I would.
But
Yes.
I didn't want her doing better than me.
Right, you were the one who succeeded.
Yeah, I didn't want her doing better than me. I think
Is she still on a soap opera?
No, but she's still working.
What did she
She's,
do?
well,
Would she
she's-
play
she's-
carnivals or what?
Carnival.
What did she do?
No, she's not the guess your weight lady. She's
What did she do?
She works
Where?
in
Where's her
clubs.
last job?
In clubs.
In a club?
She's a singer. She's a great singer.
I love it.
He's got me defending her now.
Does she have
I
a-
feel like her lawyer. How did you make me her attorney?
Did she sell knives in malls or? No, she sings
very,
in clubs.
Very busy in charity work.
Oh, I
and
see.
She sings and
Look at the
she
smile
makes
on your face.
Yeah, just
Charity
enjoying
work.
this.
Imagine, hey, listen, she'd be doing the same thing. Imagine she had a couple of hit sitcoms. She was sitting here. She goes, "Oh yeah, Alan, I think he works in a carnival now. I think."
Treat you like Cher treats Sonny.
Yeah,
That's what-
yeah. The truth is, Alan's a cocktail waitress in Kansas. Okay, that's how she would be.
I have to defend her by saying that she put up with a couple of years, including Thicke of the Night, where
So
she
what?
didn't even see me. I
Oh,
didn't
please,
nurture her.
please.
You weren't
Did you
your
cheat
best.
on her during those years?
No.
exactly. Exactly.
You were a good husband.
Yeah, you mean I
you
should've?
needed her to be the not that you should have. You needed her to be the rock. Let's move on in your life now.
Well,
Let's
wait a
move
minute.
on.
But
we're
I got
going
it
through
right
the
now,
people who were in the
see?
show. Kirk Cameron was in the
Kirk
show.
Cameron.
Yeah. Tracy
He married
Gold.
that. What's her name? Tracy Gold. Did you read about her?
he
Did you
didn't-
know she was throwing up on the show?
Did you know she was an anorexic? Did you?
No, it's
detect-
kind of, you know the truth.
You
is-
didn't smell vomit on her breath? Never.
It's an insidious disease.
I have it, by the way.
Do you?
I just eat a lot to compensate
Yeah,
for
have
it.
a-
Did you
cookie.
feel
Yeah.
in any way responsible for her?
Yes.
No, there were.
You were responsible.
I hear Tracy in the background.
Yes.
There were.
Is that really her?
The show occasionally did fat jokes about her character when she was going through her adolescence, and in retrospect, maybe that contributed. a
Oh,
little bit,
please.
you know,
Oh, please.
to
Don't
her.
even feel any guilt over that.
No, I didn't say I felt guilty,
Oh.
but I said the show. There were jokes about that,
Well,
and in retrospect,
it's a
you
show.
think
Tell her it's a
maybe
show.
You were, yeah, well, but you know, she was young at the
A
time.
lot of all women go through that. In fact, more women should go through it. I happen to think she looked terrific
Oh,
as an
he
anorexic.
loved the anorexic
I love the
look.
anorexic look. That's my taste in women.
He congratulated her.
Now let me get this straight. So now you're on the show. It's a hit show. Now the good stuff. You're single. It's time to party. It's Miller time.
And you did party.
Oh, you did.
I did, and but not with Joanna. You brought
No,
that up.
you
earlier.
left her-
Yes,
that was like
and the
a
truth-
thing.
I will tell you the truth.
First of all, she wasn't good enough. You wanted younger.
No, Joanna, she was gorgeous, and both of us were coming from divorces. We were
Yes.
both at an identical place in our lives.
But no chemistry there.
No, complete chemistry. When we did the pilot, we looked at each other, we kind of flirted, we liked each other a lot. She's a
Took her out on a
a
date?
guy's girl. You know?
Yeah,
She's cool, very cool.
Took her out on a date?
And we didn't go out on a date, but we hung out. We rehearsed a little extra, you know, a little more than we had to. And we made the very intelligent decision. I've never been this smart in my life about this kind of a situation. We made the very bright decision that it would be better not to get involved. We should preserve the chemistry.
Did you at least feel her up?
And no, I don't think we didn't do it. No, I'm sorry.
So you were smart. You don't
we
go to
didn't
the
do-
bathroom where you
we
eat.
we said, you know, this we know this would be fun,
Right.
And we like each other a lot,
Right.
But and if it were to work out for a year or 2 years, but we want the show to go 7,
Right.
This would be
It would have been
tragedy.
uncomfortable.
This would be a disaster.
You were smart. Okay, you were
It would
smart.
have been horrible.
So you kept it off
But
the
we did
set.
like each other.
So who do you get
Although
to date?
she begged,
But
a
who
lot.
do you get
She
to date?
begged.
You dated some of Hollywood's most beautiful women. Is that true?
Yeah.
Young women.
I did.
Young women.
Well,
Oh,
I
you
didn't meet a lot
son
of
a-
old women. You
How
know,
is
there
it, man?
weren't,
How is it?
It was good.
It was good.
I was single for 10 years.
Oh.
I was decidedly single.
Right.
I
And,
think even when he came to visit us that time, he had some young blonde thing with him.
Oh, yeah.
it could have.
Where's your wife right now? The one you married?
She's in the hotel room.
Right in New York.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you
yeah,
go back
she's
to the
here.
hotel and get her?
She's here. No, I wouldn't.
What was she, a Miss Universe?
She was Miss World. Miss World.
And you didn't
a couple
think you'd
years
ever get
ago.
married again because you were like Hollywood's Bachelor.
No, after 10 years, you know, you're ready.
You're ready to settle
because
down.
You're starting to date the same people for the second time.
Now, is she 18 yet? How old is she?
Gina's 14 now. Yeah, she'll be getting her driver's
man.
license
You're
soon.
so smart,
No,
man.
no,
Because she's going to be there to take care of you when you get older.
She's 26 and
Super.
beautiful,
Magnificent.
And, yeah,
Now you
beautiful.
started the second family?
Beautiful inside. I could show you the X-rays. She's
Right.
a good.
Did you start
she's
the
got
second
all
family
those-
yet?
No, no.
Oh, you haven't
no,
had
not yet.
children?
Wait till you're 66, then get her pregnant.
I
I'm
was
telling
thinking
you.
of maybe leaving something in a bottle for after I'm dead and something for her to remember me
Excellent.
by.
That's the best way to raise kids.
Unfreeze this.
So how do you
Thaw
meet a
this
girl like this? What are you, judging a beauty pageant or something?
Actually, we were co-hosting Miss World together. This was the
Give
year
me that.
after she hung up her crown, you know?
And when you host Miss World and all of a sudden she walks in, it's chemistry, right? I mean, it's sparks.
She is quite
And she's like,
stunning.
oh, it's Alan Thicke.
She had actually she had never seen Growing Pains.
Oh, don't fall for
That
it.
might have
John
been-
Lennon was the last
No.
guy to fall for that. Yoko says, I don't know you, Beatles leader. But of course she knew.
She
knew who you
she
were.
was in. She knew who I was, but she had been modeling in Paris that year after she won,
Right.
And so she really hadn't seen a lot of episodes. You know, there are a lot of teenage women didn't watch family sitcoms back
Understood.
in the late '80s.
So you meet her at the pageant.
Yeah.
Be honest with me, because I never get to do this stuff because I'm like married and I don't know what's going on. I want to hold on to my money and everything. So how long does it take you to close the deal with her?
I mean, do you think it's possible? She's so young.
He knows he can get her.
Wait,
No, he knows he
really?
can get her.
I don't want.
No, he's a celebrity.
I had to ask that question.
Let me
I
tell you
don't know.
why.
I'll tell
I
you-
go to like Scores strip club.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can get any one of those strippers to go home with me. Any one of them.
But you never have a reservation at the age of 18.
I wouldn't. 18 is the legal age to have women. That is when they're best off. First of all, their metabolisms are fast. There's not an ounce of fat on them.
Yeah,
When they become housefrows that you got the problem.
Oh, you.
Oh, trust me.
No, I had to play against type, Howard, because
First of all, she's a beauty queen, but she doesn't have money. You do. You have celebrity. You have celebrity. You have power in the industry.
But you know that every beauty queen, as soon as she's on TV, is going to get a call from Sly Stallone. So
That's
this
true.
is not.
So all right.
This is not a remote possibility. They all know that being in that world, it's like models that
But
they're
you-
going to meet guys.
but
So they're
you
going to
need-
meet 100 guys like me.
But you're used to moving fast. So, like, do you start making out with her during the commercials?
Absolutely
or do you,
not.
No.
Play against type.
Right.
They've heard about you. They've all said, watch for the host, watch Alan, they watch Sly Stallone, watch for the judge.
So you act like you're not interested.
They're told no, it wasn't that, but I was completely the gentleman with
Really?
with her, and very slow, very respectful. Spent the first couple occasions together with her parents.
Didn't do her or
Her
anything.
dad's younger than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
They must have been thrilled
So
to see
we
you.
bonded. But
Right.
no, he was a terrific guy. So the first.
What do you
couple
call
of
him? Do you call him
occasions
Dad?
We're like I call him
Son.
kid.
Kid. Son.
They were yeah.
Wow, that's
I
weird.
tell him, is it about your bedtime now?
How weird is that?
Yeah, no, it was. We can consider this.
Were they
if we
mad?
do have a baby, the grandfather will be younger than the father.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now,
there's your next sitcom.
Hey, talk to Kathy Lee
Yeah.
Gifford's husband. Do you want... Now, listen. But is the dad mad at you at first? Is he angry about the situation?
No. Remember, a complete
That's right. You're a
gentleman.
celebrity.
A complete
Okay,
gentleman.
right. And you haven't done
So
anything.
you're
Not a
hanging out
thing.
with the entire family.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
First date.
And remember,
How embarrassing is that?
Now, and remember that this is a woman who, from having spent a few minutes with her, I've identified her as somebody who has character, who has
Right.
morals, who has standard, who hasn't been around. In other words, all the things you don't want to meet while you're single.
Right.
The things that you avoid like the plague.
But
for
what's
10
weird
years.
about it is she
But then
is-
when you're ready,
Yes.
you say, it's like the old standards in high school.
You
There
want
was
that.
this kind of girl that you want to meet, and then there was another kind of girl that you want to meet later.
And plus, the rub is she is 18, so it would be natural.
no,
that
she
her-
wasn't 18 by the. She when I were talking like 22. She's an
she
older
was.
woman already.
And her
yeah.
parents are still hanging around with her?
Well, at the pageant,
That's a little weird.
this is a national television event that
So
she's
at the pageant, you have a couple of dates with her, kind of, but the parents are there. You eat dinner.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to get her into bed?
So you make a plan for a few weeks from now. You'll be in touch. You'll see if you still, you're still in touch by phone, etc.
Smart.
Then she.
You don't seem so anxious.
She came out to California.
There you go.
And
Get a poolside?
And she came out to spend a few days
At
in
your house?
California, at my house.
Oh, forget
Oh,
about
heaven.
it.
In the
Do you have
guest
a-
room.
do you have
In
a
the
pool?
guest
Yeah,
room.
sure. Do you have a
Okay.
pool?
My kids are still living there.
Right.
This is good too because this is automatically a safety.
But do you have a
safe
pool?
Distance. I have a pool.
And did she like lay by the pool and stuff in her thong?
She is a killer in a bathing suit. Yeah,
Oh.
remember when I
Bring
met
her in
Gina?
here. Go back to
when
the
I-
hotel. How long did it
Well, you
take
guys,
to get
why
back
don't you
here?
guys all come back? It's a nice room. When Howard, she's 6 feet tall. So
Now, do you have
when
a son?
I first saw her, remember?
Do you have a son?
I have two sons.
So are they in the house checking out this babe?
Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
old are they at this point?
They're what, 15 and 17.
Yeah, and they're going, way
Hey,
to
Dad,
go,
look
Dad.
what's out at the pool.
High hormones.
Oh, man, these guys must be like, in bed, doing themselves.
I was a hero. This is the first time they really listened to me or respected me.
Right.
in
Hey, look what Dad brought
Must
home.
know something.
He must know something, man. We ought to listen to him.
And they got along fine with her because
Oh,
remember,
I wish you were
she-
my dad.
She's closer to their age.
Yeah.
So there was a bonding there.
And were they trying to
But,
hit on her and flirting with her and stuff?
No, but they could definitely relate to her.
Yeah, right.
Things like, what do you see in Dad?
Yeah, right. Hey, that's our dad.
Yeah.
Why don't you go out with us? We'll have some real fun.
So they got along fine. They understood each other right away. And,
Do your
but
sons
very
have-
respectful, very slow. But remember,
Do your sons have boxes of tissues in every corner of their rooms? And then a girl like that staying over?
they're healthy,
They're healthy
young
boys.
American Canadian boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now they're in their, late teens and 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're grown up now, and they do.
They do all right on their own?
They're very handsome and very talented, I must
Super.
say. And
I wish I was.
One is 6'4", the other guy's 6 feet. One's an award-winning film student. The other's got to
Really?
deal with Interscope. You're going to play his record on here one day.
I am?
guarantee you.
Excellent.
Very talented kids and good-looking boys.
And does your wife have any younger sisters?
No, she's an only child.
Too bad.
Only child.
Could have hooked the boys up.
However, she has.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? The whole family will all be married.
She has
Everybody's
friends
married
around
to
the country,
sisters.
all the runners-up. You would have loved the wedding party. She had all the bridesmaids. Where there was, it was Miss Minnesota, Miss Georgia.
And when
Miss
her friends come over, do they wear thongs and stuff by the pool and all that kind of stuff?
They have.
Oh, it must be like a bachelor party.
Every year they have what they call a girls' weekend, where these runners-up get together and they go to a different town. It happened to be at our place last year, but
you're killing me.
This year they're doing it up in near San Francisco.
Give me that.
They spend 3 or 4 days
Let
together.
them spend it at your house.
Well, when they did it,
I got a great retreat.
There are no guys around.
Yeah.
See, so, but they take pictures, so they all jump in the jacuzzi together,
and like topless and stuff.
Completely.
Will your wife ever bring any of these girls into the bed with you guys?
What they do that is really disturbing to the public in general is then they go out as a pack of 5 or 6 women looking like they look. They're quite gorgeous, and they go out to a club and raise hell. But then it's like don't touch. Then they go home.
Can I do
torture people?
Can
they
I
go
do
and
a
torture men in clubs?
Can I do a live broadcast from your house? Would you mind that? So she goes out. So she'll go out to clubs without you, tease all these young guys.
Well, with this group, there's a once a year occasion.
Do you get jealous?
No, you kind of wonder
what's going on.
What's that all about?
She would never bring girls into the bed though with her, any of her friends.
This has not happened. No, Howard, this hasn't come up. No, I'm.
Have you ever been able to satisfy her? I mean, or do you ever you question when you have a woman that beautiful? Do you go, is she satisfied?
Well, Howard, she's.
Don't you
she
finish
is Miss World?
Don't you finish the act very quickly?
That makes me Mr. World.
Yeah,
remember
but don't you finish?
Creates a little pressure to be worthy.
But Alan, I'm not going to call you Alan anymore, Mr. Thicke.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it's difficult to hold out when you have a woman that beautiful in bed?
Well, that's the purpose of marrying them, Howard. So you get into a rhythm and you get a pace. It is true that a guy could, be over enthusiastic at first when you're with somebody that wonderful.
But you're able to control it.
And
do you make love to her like 2 times a day at least? I would imagine you do. When you get to that level, I'm saying, and let me tell you something. This is the kind of life that guys can only dream of.
Well, I wonder what he does. Who are his friends, and who is he bringing her around?
If my
because this has to be the trophy.
I have I do have.
Who are your friends?
I have a great appetite, and she's a great cook. Let me put it that way. So we have a good chemistry together. But I must say, not to sound too much like the guy from Growing Pains, but we are very much in love, and there is a certain spiritual and emotional component to desiring her every day. I must say that whether she's being
a beautiful woman
whether
inside
she's
and
wearing
out.
that crown or not, there is enough great activity going on between us all the time, enough great chemistry that it only contributes and makes it that much more. There is a genuine heartfelt component to our
I think I hear what you're saying. She gives you a boner. That's it. Let me tell you something, Mr. Thicke.
It's coming on, so back up, everybody. Back up. I don't know if you've heard about this thing, but...
This is one of the great show business stories of all time.
It is.
That's why I am thrilled to have Alan Thicke here today.
He's
now,
a hero.
The real reason he showed up, though, to be put through this is to talk about Hope and Gloria. This is a television show that is on now.
It pales in comparison to his life.
And if they ever did a real television show, just followed like the show Cops, where they follow people around with the camera. If they ever did one with Alan Thicke like that, this would be the highest rated show in all history.
I have a good life. I'm very lucky. And but speaking of the show, I have brought you a personal, a handwritten note from Jessica, who plays Gloria, who happens to be a huge fan.
Well,
I'll leave you this as a souvenir, but I could read it, or you can.
Did you like me to read it?
Well, yeah, well, go ahead. This is addressed to you.
A beautiful woman.
This is from Jessica, who is beautiful and apparently very fond of you, Howard.
Who the hell can read this? It's in pencil.
It is in pencil, because maybe she would change her mind.
It says, Dear Howard, king of all media, I am totally addicted to your show. I listen every morning, and I think you are brilliant.
Ooh.
I know you have a big penis. I don't care what you say on the air.
Did she really write this, or did you?
I'm reading.
Would
you?
He's studying the editorial.
All right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It says, no one in the history of entertainment has accomplished all that you have. I love you and am so grateful for the hours of laughter you have given to those bright enough to listen. I send my best to you and the entire Stern Show family. And F. Jackie. And F. David Hinckley, too. Love, Jessica. P.S.
How cute.
If the show is canceled, I would like to apply for an intern position. I give good baked potato. Wow, what a hot little bitch.
There you are. That was,
I could get her.
Hey now.
She married?
No, she's not. She's single, and she works a lot, so she doesn't meet a lot of guys.
Tell her to come in.
Doesn't meet a lot of guys.
Tell her I'll bend her right over this console.
Hey now.
Let me tell you
She would,
something. I know how to give it out,
Let me
too.
remind you of something.
What?
You are married.
Yeah, I'm married, but only in the eyes of the church.
Oh, yeah.
Only on Long Island.
Now listen to me, my friend.
Yeah.
I will advise my audience to watch your show only because you've been
I
so...
still want to know who his friends are. Who does he hang out with when he's bringing around this beautiful young woman?
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen?
No. Actually, we do have a lot
Jerry
of friends.
Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Who are your
have,
friends? Who are your best show business friends? I mean, people we know. Jerry Seinfeld?
Well, let's see. Some best friends. David Foster, a musician, producer,
Never heard of him.
The terrific
Go
guy.
ahead. Next guy.
That guy Wayne Gretzky was in our wedding party.
Wayne Gretzky was on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, and his wife's a
he's
piece
got a
of ass.
beautiful wife,
Does
too.
he bring his wife over to swim? Janet.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they were staying at my place the day he got traded. When he got traded to Los Angeles.
Yes.
They were staying at.
They stayed over your house?
Yeah, they were because Wayne wasn't living there.
What's
at
her
the time.
name?
Remember, he
Janet
was staying-
Jones.
Janet Jones.
And
Yeah.
oh, man. And
Yeah.
she's there with your wife?
No, this is before.
Before?
This remember,
Janet
this is
Jones-
years ago before I met Gina.
Janet Jones is staying over your house. And does she go swimming by the pool and stuff?
Worse than that.
Nude.
I have a big jacuzzi upstairs in my bedroom with
That's what I would have.
with what appears to be a one-way piece of glass.
Yes.
Because on the outside it's like mirrored. But all my sons were out playing basketball in the backyard in the afternoon one day when Janet, thinking that this was a one-way glass, took a bath, and my kids weren't the same for about 2 years after that. And,
Now, they have had the greatest life.
Does she have the greatest body or what?
It's fine. She's a good-looking woman. Very good-looking woman.
Do you know
Yeah,
any
yeah.
ugly people beside me?
Yeah.
Well, who else comes to the house, Alan?
What is it, Baba Booey?
I was just one of the names you went by quickly. His friend David Foster is, he's a record producer. He's won like 50 Grammys, but he's the guy that accidentally ran over Ben Vereen.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that must
Is
have been a
that
great
true?
day. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was. But that's
You
not
are
on his
surrounded
resume.
by tragedy.
That's not on David's
You live
resume.
near
so
OJ, and you're a friend of David
He doesn't
Foster.
like black people?
that hardly, the Ben Vereen incident hardly ever comes up
Right.
when.
Right.
Yeah. when
Well,
we're
it was an
talking to
accident.
David.
Everyone knows that. It was not an
Sure.
intent. It was. No, it was. We even spoke to him. He wrote us a note.
You know
I know it was an
Yeah.
accident.
Oh, come on.
Actually, we
He's
have
the
a-
Ted Kennedy of Hollywood. No, he really had an accident. I mean, even Ben
See
Vereen.
Ben running down the street.
I mean, Ben Vereen is a very black
Oh,
man.
stop it.
It was
dark.
nighttime.
It was
Seriously,
dark.
I'm
It
being
was
serious.
dark and Ben wasn't wearing white.
I have good vision. I can't see black people at night.
Stop it,
He
you.
was
I don't
just
blame the guy.
walking the wrong way. that's
Right.
all.
Yeah. It wasn't your friend's fault.
We have a good cross section of friends, I think, of different age groups and different.
You need that to
interests,
keep your wife happy.
Sports and music and actors
Super.
and business.
Like what
people.
actors?
An interesting life that way.
Yeah, like who's like the biggest actor that you know? Like who comes over the house?
Well, speaking of David Foster, Kevin Costner when he was doing when they were doing
now there's a name.
when they were doing the Bodyguard movie, David, produced that song for Whitney, and they
that's
came
good.
over. They would come over and use the piano, and work out some of the musical tracks because we're 5 minutes from the studio.
Does he ever
and
go in the
David's
jacuzzi?
An hour away.
Kevin Costner.
No. Strictly a piano kind of relationship.
I love it. Old guys with young broads. It's a
but,
whole party. I got to get in on this.
He's a good guy. There are Tom Arnold sends his
Tom
regards
Arnold.
to you.
He
We were
parties at
just,
your house?
we were at the Super Bowl.
Hey, wasn't he great on
with
those
him a day
Golden
or two
Globes?
ago. He's still apologizing to every woman individually in
I thought
America.
he did a great job.
He did.
Oh,
He was
will you
walking-
Terry
behave
Hatcher.
yourself?
Terry Hatcher gets her ass kissed by every guy.
You are ridiculous. You kiss her ass.
Well, that's why I'm a big pussy. Listen, Mr. Thicke. Yes, go ahead.
I dated Terry briefly years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Back when
Now you did it.
back when she was.
She is a hot little minky.
she back in the early part of my single period.
Go ahead.
When she was a precision swimmer on the Love Boat, she was one of the aqua swimmers on the Love
Really?
Boat. Yeah, that's true.
You nailed Terry Hatcher.
I didn't say that. I
You
said
did, though.
Dated her
Oh,
briefly.
man.
No, dated.
You didn't get in her pants.
Dated briefly. It was.
You didn't close
it
that
was,
deal?
It was so long ago.
Oh, yes!
No.
Man, I wanna. Let me smell your finger. Come here. Give me a hand. Give me a hand, please. All right. You don't want to give me
missing
a
glove.
hand?
It's the missing.
Oh man.
No, it was.
Wow, good for you.
We dated.
He's just trying to hurt
There
you.
were no. There
How
were
do you get that, man?
no. Truth is, there are
And
many.
she had to be
occasions,
hungry for
as you
stardom.
know. as you know, there are many times when you date somebody just kind of in passing, where it doesn't really become a relationship, but then later on they flourish, they become big stars.
Did you nail her on the first date?
Let me tell you about growing pains. Speaking of growing pains,
Yes. Did you nail Terry Hatcher on the first date? I gotta know. I gotta know.
No.
Did you get to first base on the first date?
I
kissed
don't
her.
remember her being a sports fan. I do remember she was beautiful and as you
What
would
a body
expect,
on that little honey,
she's
huh?
a gorgeous girl. Interestingly,
I had my own little experience with her. I email her.
You know,
Great. And she doesn't write me back. What is it, Baba Booey?
You know, it's funny. A lot of listeners are calling in who listen a lot closely to the show than we do, and they said that when Tracy Austin was in here as our guest, she had mentioned that Alan tried to get her into a bathtub once.
Oh, yeah?
Really? The tennis
Man.
player?
You couldn't get her, but you got Terry Hatcher?
well, I couldn't get the right grip on that racket.
Is that right? Did you try to get her in a bathtub?
No, we were no the truth.
Oh, Alan. We have to keep you here for quite some time.
No, we were.
Can you do the
here's
show
what
every day?
happened. No, I was friendly with Tracy. I like Tracy, and I think that somebody told her. You know how the publishing business works. Somebody told her, you got to get a couple stories in your book. You
Yes.
got to get a couple, Randy anecdotes.
Make it a little sexy.
Yeah, so I think the real passage said something like, when I came over to Alan's for a tennis game, he was in the bathtub and said, "Come on up." It was something
total
like that.
misunderstanding.
Of course. And I said, I said, "Come on in the bathtub with me and Terry Hatcher."
Just do me, do me one favor. You got to tell me this. Is Terry Hatcher great in bed? Just tell me that. Yes or no? I got to know.
I just remember her
Is
as
she
being
stuck up or-
so beautiful. And,
Really?
No, but I haven't seen her much at all in the intervening 8 or 10 years.
And then you saw her in Superman.
I saw her in the commissary.
Yes.
A year or so ago.
Yeah.
And she said hello, and we had, we looked at each other and communed for a second. But it was
But do
kind of
girls-
cool. No, it was
but do
kind of cool.
girls-
It was kind of disappointing. It was not really recognizing. It was almost as if, I was young when I...
Right, I don't want to talk to
and
you
now.
now. Too good.
Well,
Yeah.
it was. I don't know if it was that, but there was a sense of just a
Embarrassment?
moment of awkwardness,
Yeah.
or discomfort, or even the way you sometimes don't want to acknowledge a part of your past, as simple and innocent and brief as it might have been.
Hey, you know what? Screw her.
I must
She's
admit,
too old for you now.
It hurt. It hurt my feelings for just a second. You think,
Right.
Wait a second. We were pals. You
Right,
know?
yeah, what
And
happened?
now, and
now she's got her stardom. You see?
but the fact was, because I said, speaking of growing pains, truth was that on Growing Pains we had so many terrific young actors go through that show. Because remember, we did a lot of classroom scenes,
Yes.
and a lot of youth stuff.
Who went through there?
Brad Pitt was on
You're
the show.
kidding.
Yeah,
Did you nail him?
Leonardo, he and I in the jacuzzi with
Yeah,
the
right.
tennis racket.
Brad Pitt went through there? Leonardo-
Sorry,
Leonardo
Terry, I'm in with
DiCaprio?
Brad Pitt.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Leonardo was a regular on the show for
Wow.
about a year. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and people like Jenny Garth,
Right.
and in fact, this
You ever
new
get
show,
her?
No.
all right.
This new show, Savannah, Spelling's new show.
Right.
I think everybody in that cast, male and female, had made appearances on Growing Pains. So we cast a lot of people, and some got discovered. I think picked up.
This
from-
guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, by the way, who painted the Mona Lisa.
No,
Yeah.
that is
Fabulous
not the
actor
On
as
his
well.
back.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Not the same.
Not the same guy.
No.
Alan Thicke, let me say something. What you have spoken about here today, only some of us can dream
No,
of.
can you come back? Because I know we've only.
We've only tapped the
Here's
surface
the
here.
tip
Yeah,
I'd
can you,
love to. Let's
when will you be back? Let's discuss your next appointment here.
Well, let's come every pickup of Hope and Gloria.
All right.
Every
I promise
time
you this.
Saturday comes around, and we're looking
We'll
for that
promote it
renewal.
every
Not that
day.
I don't want to come and visit you, because I love to do
I will
that
get the
anyway.
millions of
You know.
people in my audience to tune in, provided you promise to come back and pick up this conversation where we left off.
I'm having a good time, Howard.
Right,
It's
exactly.
good to see you again. It's been a
Excellent.
while. It's been a
And
while.
next time, I don't even want to interview you. I want to interview your penis. I just want you to pull down your pants and put the microphone near your crotch.
No, I'm
So-
Canadian. You gotta love a country whose national symbol is the beaver. Remember
Yes,
that.
you certainly do. And
You
let me
got
tell
the
you
bald eagle on your quarter. Take
Listen,
a look at
There
ours.
isn't one of us who wouldn't like to trade places with you. I'm telling you right now.
I-
That wife of yours, you bring her in here. I'll treat her with respect.
I do feel blessed, Howard.
Well,
it's a
you
good
should.
life.
Alan Thicke is on Hope and Gloria. It's a show you should check out. This is starring the greatest man in show business.
That's right.
Hey, he took his punches just like everybody.
That's right. But you know what? He got up.
He got up and
He got
taught,
up off the
He
canvas.
taught everyone a lesson. And that's what you got to admire. It's a Horatio Story. Horatio Story.
Algerha.
Right. Yeah. That's the guy. That's the guy. Horatio Alger.
Yeah, I could see that look in his face. It was like, Horatio, who the hell was that?
Right.
Yeah, what was it?
There's no script here, Alan.
Story.
It's all right off the top of the head. Let me tell you something. God bless you. God bless your sex life. God bless everything about you. You're
Thanks.
doing the
Do
right
you
thing.
pray? Are you religious?
Of course he is. It's got to be a God.
I went
do you
to.
pray to? 'Cause we
religious.
want to pray to him
He
too.
prays that. Which God do you pray?
I went to college.
Jesus Christ?
And when I went to college, it was in divinity school. I started in divinity school.
Well, that's why
I was
God is.
praying for a life like this.
You're not kidding. It worked.
I'm having a good time.
But I want to thank our Lord Jesus Christ for Alan Thicke's life. Alan Thicke.
Come on, tell us the secret prayer. There must be some.
I know it.
What is it?
Baruch hu es Adonai habarach. Baruch hu es Adonai habarach li'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu michal ha'amim. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. B'mitzvah bracha, Alan Thicke.
See,
Listen to me.
In the Protestant religion, that means when does the softball game start? And,
Right.
And is there a picnic after?
Oh. The prayer is, Jesus, dear sweet Jesus, bring me some young Thicke.
I just got to know, who do you pray to?
Alan Thicke, congratulations on
Thanks,
Hope and
Howard.
Glory. It's a great
Thank
show.
you.
You've heard it all now.
Now go out and try to emulate that life.
Yeah, try to live like Alan Thicke does. And you know what? You won't succeed.
Yeah, you know what? People are always looking for heroes. Here's a hero.
Here's a hero. You talk about
Resilient.
who do kids look up to? Our sports stars are corrupt.
That's right.
Our president is doing nothing. Alan Thicke.
Resilience.
Wow.
There it is. The motto is don't bet against us, right, Howard?
Right.
You and me.
never
Don't
know
bet
what's going to
against
happen
us.
in this business. Run for president. I'll vote for you. And we'll be back after these words. Hey, Alan, can I take a picture with you?
Sure.
Yeah, just we'll take a picture.
If you're in a rush, I won't.
No.
All right. Look at us, huh?
Howard, the woman from the show.
So well, you could afford a much better camera.
know, it's a little embarrassing, isn't it? See you, Alan. Thanks
Good to see you. Okay.
So, Alan, was it everything you expected?
Yeah, it was fun to see him again. You know, I mean, Howard is unique. Howard's unique. He's there's only one.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's a lot different. I mean, you know, it's more different energy, different way of relating
Well, it
altogether.
was really exciting.
It's sure not like all the interviews that we do. You know, we
That's
do a
true.
lot that are redundant and similar. Howard is dissimilar.
Yeah.
That makes it fun.
Right.
You know.
Definitely, and the way he prods the information out of you, that's for, he's really good at getting a lot of information out of you.
Right to the core he goes.
Exactly. Did you find it hard, telling all those stories? His wife and...
No, I'm comfortable talking about me. I don't like to name names
Right.
in any way that would be graphic or offensive to anybody else. I have to help Howard with his family values,
Right.
And not be and not trash anybody who didn't ask for it. But no, I don't mind talking about myself. I'm not much of a kiss and tell guy.
Right. Well, I think
But,
he's real jealous of your dating life.
No, he's fun. Howard always gets a good chemistry with somebody.
He's great. All right, Alan, take care. Thanks for coming.
Okay.